Hello, my name is Wayne, and today I thought it'd be fun to rank the Medal of Honor games. We're getting a new Medal of Honor game soon. It's a VR game called Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, and it looks pretty good. I wish we were getting like a PC/console release, but hopefully after this game or maybe alongside this game, we get like a you know real Medal of Honor game. I don't want to disrespect this VR game, but it's been what 7 years since Warfighter, or like fucking like 12 years since Airborne. I think that was the last World War II game. But yeah, since we're getting a new Medal of Honor game finally, and it is a World War II one, which is nice, I'm gonna rank all the Medal of Honor games. Though I have not played all of them. Specifically, like the mobile games, I haven't really played that much of, and Vanguard, I haven't played at all. We're gonna go in order of release, so we're gonna start with Medal of Honor One. I'm gonna put this in A tier. I have a lot of nostalgia for like most of these games. Most of them I did play as a kid. I did play Medal of Honor before all of them on my older brother's PS1, and I love the game. Like it's kind of like Frontline, but like held back by like PS1 the system, so like it has a really bad draw distance and stuff, and obviously doesn't look the best. But for a PS1 game, it seems pretty impressive to me. Like there's like a dogs attacking you. There's feels like a good variety of levels, some fun guns to use. There's stealth segments, like one on a U-boat where you sneak around and get disguises, and a new officer like officer papers to pretend to be a German officer, and like the music, of course, is amazing. It was made by, I believe, Michael Giacchino or something like that. I know he did Allied Assault, and I'm pretty sure he did the other Medal of Honor games. But yeah, it's probably my favorite and the best soundtrack of any game series, especially World War II games. So yeah, for being the one that started it all and still being a pretty good game now, I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's not my favorite, but I still think it's like really good. The only thing I think it's bad is the lack of variety in levels, but that's just a PS1 thing. And the difficulty spike, which isn't the worst in the series, we'll get to that later, but it's still pretty bad. The German soldiers using the Panzer Shreks that can one-shot you, it's really annoying. But A tier is where I believe the OG 1999 Medal of Honor and the PS1 belongs. Next is Underground. I don't really have nostalgia for this game because I didn't actually play it till like a year ago. I didn't even know it existed till like maybe I was in like junior high or high school. But going back and playing it, it's pretty much just like a better version of Medal of Honor. But I'm gonna put like I have nostalgia for this one, so I'm just gonna put it above it. But Medal of Honor Underground is still really good. It's like impressive how much they improved over this game. Like it looks better. Like there you fight like knights and shit, which I think is a little weird, but like it's pretty badass for a PS1 game. And I need to go and play it more. I definitely need to play it more so I can maybe I don't know maybe have better opinion, more to talk about it. But I haven't really played it as much as all the other games. But I have played a good bit of it. But since it is pretty much this A tier, but it's about as good as the A tier, but it didn't. This came out before, and this is like the Fallout New Vegas, the Fallout 3. Though I do think Fallout New Vegas is better, but yeah, I think it belongs in B tier. Next should be where's Underground, or yeah, Underground on the Game Boy Advance. I did play some of the mobile games, but I played them on an emulator, so I'm gonna just pretend I didn't play them. Doesn't really matter. I remember this game not being very fun, and I've heard it's like the worst FPS ever. And for a Game Boy Advance game, yeah, probably it's a FPS on a Game Boy Advance. I'm not really expecting Doom 2016, but I'm not gonna say it's a D tier because I didn't play it. I don't want to go off what other people say, so I'm just gonna put it didn't play. Next, I don't think Medal of Honor Infiltrator was next. I'm gonna go with think Allied Assault was after. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Allied Assault. So I'm gonna put this in S tier. This is probably most people's favorite, It's my probably tied for my favorite or my second favorite. But yeah, it's definitely like I can see why it's people's favorite. The Omaha Beach level is, in my opinion, the greatest mission in any World War II shooter. Still plays wonderfully. It plays fast. The only thing I don't like is the last couple levels have a huge difficulty spike, especially the infamous Sniper Town level. I think it's fucking complete bullshit. You can hardly see shit, and these snipers have a faster fire rate from you. Oh, and also the fucking flinch. You get shot from like any soldier like an MP40. It feels like you're having a seizure. You're just aiming at the sky because of the flinch. It's pretty annoying. But other than that, like every mission, it looks badass and feels badass and sounds badass. With the Michael Giacchino soundtrack is still amazing, and that you can't beat that Omaha Beach level. It's perfect. So I'm S tier definitely. After that, I think it's Frontline. Frontline is the one that's tied for my favorite. It's pretty much it's the Omaha Beach level is definitely a downgrade from Medal of Honor Ally Assault because of the whole being on the console thing. But the difficulty spike, like there is one at the end, but it's not nearly as bad as these two games. And I think I love every level in Frontline. I think it's got good length. There's a remaster of it on the PS3, so if you don't want to do the whole old crappy aiming thing, if you can't handle that, you get the remaster, and it just feels like a normal shooter. And it also has trophy support. I don't like how it's only on the PS3 though. You have to have Medal of Honor 2010 on PS3, which is cheap, but you can't get it on like the 360 or the PC, which is kind of stupid. But yeah, S rank, I love every level. The music of this course amazing. I had fun with the multiplayer. I'm not really going to talk about multiplayer in any of these games, as I didn't really play it in any of them except for a tiny bit in 2010. I wasn't really old enough to play multiplayer in Allied Assault when I was playing it because I was a child playing on my stepdad's PC. But yeah, Frontline and Allied Assault S tier. After that, I'm pretty sure it's Infiltrator. Again, I played this on a emulator on my phone when I was in like high school. I love the cover art for this game, but a mobile game, I played it for maybe 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna put didn't play because I haven't played it in a while and didn't play it enough to really form an opinion. So after that should be Rising Sun, I believe. It's pretty much just like a not as good Frontline. And I don't like the Pacific Theater as much as the like the war in France and in Germany and Russia and all that. So and I've heard it's buggy. I've heard it's got really good multiplayer. I've seen gameplay and I think there's like a well rod pistol in it, which is pretty cool. That's the like the bolt action suppressed pistol you can find in the Sniper Elite games. But what I've played of it, like I've played a good chunk of it, and it just feels like Rising Sun, but not as good. I do like the Pearl Harbor section of this game though. Pearl Harbor is pretty badass, but it's not as good Frontline set in the Pacific Theater. After that, I believe it is Pacific Assault. Pacific Assault, I'm going to put right next to Rising Sun. Again, I don't like the Pacific Theater as much. I do have a little bit of nostalgia for Pacific Assault. I love the cover art. I love the cover art for all the Medal of Honor games. Specifically, Frontline, Rising Sun, Pacific Assault in 99. Pacific Assault tried to change things up again. It's change things up a bit. It's a bit slower pace. I don't know if it was because of they were trying to compete with COD. Call of Duty 1 I think came out like a year before, and Call of Duty 2 was after a year after Pacific Assault. So they added, or they were maybe they're competing with Brothers in Arms. I think this came out before Brothers in Arms actually. But there's like squad mechanics. There's ADSing. It's a lot slower, which I don't really like. I love the Pacific, not Pacific, the Pearl Harbor mission in the beginning of the game. I think it's not as good as Omaha Beach, but it's still really good. But the rest of the game, like, it's kind of boring and repetitive. It just feels like corridors disguised as like jungles, and I don't really have fun with it. It kind of bores me. I just don't really like the Pacific Theater, and this game is just kind of boring to me. After that, I believe it's European Assault. European Assault is faster than Pacific Assault, but not as fast as Allied Assault. But I do have a lot more nostalgia for this. Not as much as these three, but I'm going to put on B tier. It's got a good variety of levels because you can go to Africa, France, Germany, and Russia fighting for different countries. You're playing as the same guy still though, but it's got good variety in like the locations you go to. It's got like a mini open world similar to Airborne, but you don't parachute in. It's got squad mechanics, but I just ignore them. I think they're like the only thing you get from them is like you keep your guys alive, you get med kits for the next mission, which I don't really give a shit about. But yeah, there's like bonus objectives, there's boss fights, which like kind of weird for like a kind of realistic World War II shooter, but it's not really that bad. But I don't know what it is about this game. It's not like I don't know. It's got another amazing score, but I don't know. It's not on the same level as these games. It feels more like it doesn't feel like it feels like double A compared to triple A, which is these are. So I'm just gonna put it on the B tier because I still love the game, but not as much as these three. So next should be, I think, Heroes. I did not play this game. I played Heroes 2, so I'm sure this is pretty much the same game. I'm sure it's a fun game. If it's like Heroes 2, then it's pretty much as a PSP version of European Assault, so I guess it's probably an okay game, but I did not play it. I should get around to playing it. But I'm just going to put didn't play because I did not play it. Next will be Heroes. Yeah, Heroes. Yeah, I'm just going to do Heroes 2. I don't care if it didn't come out first. Heroes 2 I have played when I was 11, I think. And it's pretty much European Assault, both like not really a variety of locations. I think there was like a Battle of the Bulge kind of missions. There was missions in Italy, I think, then missions in France. But they weren't as fun as European Assault. They didn't really look as different as like they didn't really look different from each other as European Assaults did. The maps weren't as good, and I feel like the objectives. It felt like I was playing like a multiplayer game, like I was playing like Capture the Flag, but in a single player game, or like Domination. And like you're playing on a PSP, so you're using the triangle, square, X, circle buttons to aim, which isn't very good, but it was still a pretty fun game for a PSP shooter. I like it, yeah. For if you want to shoot on the PSP, like go ahead with it. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. Um, Next should be I think Airborne came up before Vanguard. Airborne, I'm gonna put on B tier. I don't like how you can't down. I love how you can upgrade your weapons, but you can't downgrade your weapons. Like I like my Thompson to look vanilla. I don't like the drum mag or the grip on it. I wish I could just take those off and have a normal looking Thompson. You can with like the scope on the STG, but you can't with like the Thompson or what else? I think like the dual mag on the MP40. I don't know what else you had attachments you couldn't take off, but first thing that comes to mind is the Thompson. I didn't like the drum mag, but I do like the upgrade system. I like the like kind of open world levels. I like you know what I'm gonna do. I like the levels. They're all pretty fun. I like being able to drop in and having a bunch of like look like you can, like go where you want and stuff. You feel like you have freedom, and it feels kind of fast paced to me. It feels really satisfying to kill people, especially with grenades. Grenades are a ton of fun, but this game is insanely short. It's like 2 to 4 hours if you know what you're doing. So, from what I've played, it seems like the shortest Medal of Honor, and even compared to like a Call of Duty campaign, it might be like short. And multiplayer, I think I played one game of multiplayer when it was free with gold on the Xbox 360. I played on PC now, but it didn't really seem very special, so I'm only basing it on the single player, which is really short, but I thought it was really good. If it was longer, I don't know, it would be A tier, but it needs to be longer. But I'm gonna keep it in B tier because I still think it's pretty fun. Next is Vanguard. Did not play. Vanguard just looks like another European Assault, so I'm sure it's probably as good as that. But I have not played it. I really need to play it. I'm sure I can get it for really cheap. I don't have a PS2. I'm pretty sure it's only on the PS2 and Wii. I don't have a PS2 or a Wii. So I have not played it. I need to get a PS2 in this game. But yeah, it didn't play, so it's going in didn't play. Next would be Medal of Honor 2010. I I I did not like Medal of Honor going into modern setting, obviously. I didn't like when COD went to modern setting, but like then COD 4 came out and I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. Medal of Honor, I was like, yeah, this looks stupid. It looks like they're copying COD. And I played, I'm like, yeah, it's not very good. Like the game looks good. I actually kind of like the multiplayer in this game. It felt really immersive compared to COD. It was actually like Navy SEALs versus like I don't want terrorist group whatever, but it was in Afghanistan. It felt like the real conflict that was going on at a time, like real world stuff. It wasn't like World War III, us versus Russia or Russian ultra nationalists or stuff. It felt like real, but it's I hated the campaign. Like it's short, not as short as Airborne, but it felt like you were just it was trying to copy COD. Like it just felt like it was just like me following someone and it ending in 4 hours. And multiplayer is probably dead now, so we can't really compare it on that. But it just felt like a wannabe COD 4. I like that it was trying to be like real like stuff with like the Afghanistan setting and Navy SEALs and stuff, but and it did come with a Medal of Honor Frontline if you get on the PS3, but that's not enough to bring it to like any higher than D. Medal of Honor Warfighter, I'm gonna put on D tier also. I do like these games. I haven't played Medal of Honor Warfighter in a while, but I remember Medal of Honor Warfighter having amazing graphics and like probably some of the best gun models I've ever seen in a game. But the campaign was even shorter than Medal of Honor 2010. I remember it being buggy as hell. I remember not really liking the multiplayer either, but I remember being stupid and I thought it was gonna be like Battlefield, and I was trying to like snipe and shit because I like sniping in Battlefield. You can't really play multiplayer now, so I'm only judging on the campaign. The campaign was worse than Medal of Honor 2010, so it's going on D tier. And that's all the games. I'm hoping Medal of Honor Above and Beyond is an S tier, and I'm hoping we get a new Medal of Honor game. I want it to be like these three. Just first person shooter, fast pace, good variety of levels, good length, stealth sections where you disguise yourself as German soldiers, getting on U boats, iconic battles, and stuff. Set in like France and stuff. But I don't know. Hopefully we do. I don't know if they want to make one. They haven't really said anything about it when we're getting a VR game, so hopefully they're like, yeah, this game did well. Everyone's asking for a real Medal of Honor game, and they make it. But I don't know. But this is the tier list. This is what I think. My favorites are Allied Assault, Frontline. I can get why people say Allied Assault's the best, but I really do not like those difficulty spikes at the end, especially the Cyber Town levels, and I do not like the Medal of Honor, or I think they're meh. I don't think they're the worst thing ever, but I don't really feel like playing them. I don't care that they're in a modern setting, but even for a modern game, because I said COD 4 wasn't going to be good, it came out good, so these could have been good, but I don't really like them at all, so this is the list.